What is up, my bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a fun one. We're making a trip all the way up to Bristol in the West Country farmerland, and we're going to be meeting up with a bunch of interesting people and basically going to be doing handstands in the park somewhere. It's going to be a good time. I think this is going to be a good one for just learning because there's a lot of very smart people there. Jonathan, Matt Smith, Isaac, all these people who we're going to be meeting up with, who are certainly leaps and bounds ahead of me in terms of the one-arm game. So it'll be good to pick their brains and get some understanding from them and hopefully pass some on to you. But for the moment, we've just got a massive bowl of chicken and chorizo and potatoes, just to hopefully fuel what is going to be probably a long day of handstands. I need to eat this and then we need to get off and get going up to Bristol. Right, so we're now here in Bristol. It took a lovely 3-hour car journey, which is about 1 hour more than usual to get here. My actually oldest client, Tom, is joining us as well, and as I said, a bunch of other people. So we need to now get there because we're late. Some of you may recognise him. Extinction Rebellion is pretty much completely shut down since then. Right, so we made it to the Millennium Square, which is in Bristol. If you can see the people behind me, a nice group of people. I'll introduce them all to you later. We're just going to chill, have a handstand. We're going to chill, do some handstands, have some fun. Right, I just wanted to interject here in the vlog because, you know, some people don't want to be filmed when they're training and I like to be in the moment and do what I'm doing. However, I thought one cool thing to draw out of this session was the fact that there were so many, you know, smart and clever coaches and athletes at this event. So I thought, you know what, I'll ask them for one tip each. One tip, doesn't matter what it is, can be anything they want when it comes to the handstand. So, you know, without further ado, here they are. Cool.
Hey.
So, tell me your name.
Ruben Hosler.
Where can people find out about you?
howtohandstand.com or our Facebook group, Handstand Heroes.
Awesome. And one tip for anything to do with handstands?
For me, I'm all about alignment. Now, a lot of people think that good alignment is this, where the arm is in line with the spine, and that is good. But it's better for perfect alignment. You want to push even more, like that, so that your arm is in the center of the mass that is your back and your chest. Nice. Then everything is stacked and the handstand's easy.
So push more. Push more,
but open and breathe into all of your back so you're even on both sides.
Nice, cool, I like it. Can I disturb this conversation and ask you a question on handstands?
Please do.
State your name.
Jonathan Lars.
Where can people find out more about you?
Instagram, Jonathan Lars is the best way.
Awesome. And one tip for people who want to learn about handstands? Anything?
With handstands?
Literally anything you want to say.
So I'd say if you want to develop your handstand strength, copious amounts of V-sits and hollow body drills. Can I give a serious one?
Yeah, you can give a serious one. We're allowed.
My biggest advice for anyone who's working on one-arm handstands would be to take the time building up endurance on fingertips before you try and chase glory and take the hand off.
So what's that, 30 seconds?
Yeah, I'd say consistent 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. I'd say a really good starting exercise is 10 sets of 10 seconds, and then building up to 20 sets of 10 seconds is what I get my students to.
Solid, great advice. State your name.
Tom Guest.
Where can people find out more about you?
I'm on Instagram, a scribe called Guest, and just post myself trying to improve my handstand.
Nice. One tip that you've learned from the 2 years of handstand endeavours?
I'd say to beginners, just properly warm up every time is worth doing, even if you're just doing a short-ish little session. Wrists and shoulders, keep warming up the shoulders. Just shoulders, basically. That's everything.
The eternal struggle.
The eternal struggle, yeah. State my name. Okay, cool.
Hi, my name's Isaac. Basically, my tip is more for kind of like if you're really trying to get into freestanding, is never underestimate how much you need to push in with your fingertips. General tip is think about you're kind of crushing a ball in it, and just in the beginning stages, you're never doing it enough. So really try your hardest, and you'll ultimately find that you can stick it a little bit.
Build that strength.
Essentially.
Nice. I like
What's your Instagram handle?
Basic Bendy Bitch.
Basic
Bendy Bitch is my Instagram handle.
Hello,
State your name.
I am Tim. Been hand balancing for 8 months.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
If you have a tip for anybody out there, what would that tip be? Can be anything.
I film everything, so often the reason you think that you've come down, I say often, pretty much all the time, is never the true reason. So film yourself and watch yourself and make the connection as to what actually happened versus.
Great, I like that. Are you filming this now?
Yep.
You actually are, that's true. Nice to see you down here.
Hello,
State your name.
I'm Matt, and one top tip for handstands is you're going to fall a lot. So get used to the fact that it's going to fall over and over and over again, and eventually it'll fall a little bit slower, and a little bit slower, and then slowly, and then eventually it'll find balance, and that is the nature of the game. It's lots of phases, but eventually it kind of works occasionally.
It does?
When you're there. Yeah.
No, I like that advice.
Anytime.
Gabby Parker.
Go Park. If you had one piece of advice that you could give anyone on handstands, what would it be? I feel weird because I'm holding the camera.
You just need to squat, Tom. One piece of advice, probably the difference between the short lunge and the long lunge in terms of kicking to handstand. So if you're struggling with the kick to handstand, do a longer lunge rather than a shorter lunge. And
Okay, can you demo?
Yeah, well, you just want to try and keep the shape like this all the way through, rather than keeping the hands really close to the feet.
Okay.
Because you break the alignment and you get a lot of impact on the shoulders. So you break the alignment when you do a short lunge, and so it's harder to maintain your balance at the top.
Cool, I like that. That makes sense. Good tip.
And finally, tip number 8 is from myself. I forgot to film one yesterday, but my advice would be to get somebody who knows more about handstands than you to give you advice on it. It's a really useful thing to do, and it's something that I wish I would have done sooner. I started off doing handstands, just kicking up and doing what I do and kind of teaching myself here and there from things I've read, but definitely the most I've learned from doing handstands is from attending workshops. I attended Mikhail Christiansen's workshop, from hanging out with Ulrich, from hanging out with people like John, Matt, Ruben, all of those sort of people. Like, I've learned so much from them, being coached by Emmett as well. Definitely something I wish I'd have done sooner, is just reach out to those people, go to workshops, invest in programs like Handstand Factory, or selfishly promoting myself here, I have an app called Tribe, which has a bunch of routines for calisthenics, handstands, mobility, all sorts, and we continue adding to it. Just invest in something, get a program, do something, commit to it. You'll make much better results. Before we jump back to the vlog, I will just mention at the end of this video, I'm just going to leave a bunch of raw clips of people training and people pulling stuff. I think it's the sort of thing that maybe if you're into hand balancing, you will find interesting to watch, but it's just something I didn't want to take up a lot of time in the main section of the vlog with. So yeah, without further ado, back to the vlog.
Yeah, be tough a little bit.
Oh.
I like it. Left, right. Wait, press that up. Sorry. God, what are we doing? Endurance?
How trash do you feel?
Too bad, actually. Felt worse.
I definitely did double the amount of work on my right side to my left side. So my right side's like hanging off my left side, so it's fine. Yeah, I just kind of took it fairly easy.
That day was pretty awesome. If you hadn't told by the video already, I hope it came out alright. I thought the idea of getting a little bit of advice from everyone was a great thing, because the cool thing of handstands is there's no real one set way to learn things, and Jonathan was very keen on this, obviously a high level hand balancer himself, same as Ruben, very high level when he was in his day. You know, both of them said, like, this is what we think, this is what I think, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way. So I hope you enjoyed those tips, loads of valuable information in there, and nobody gave the same point as well, which I thought was quite interesting. But because the last thing I ate was at about 9 AM this morning, Tom kindly made me a smoothie with like banana, peanut butter, berries, oats, protein powder, all that sort of good stuff, but I need some money for a toll bridge. So the standard treat at the moment is sweet sour candy. It's just sugar at the end of the day, 3-hour sessions or whatever. You just kind of need something in between. Stupidly, I didn't when I'm there, but you know, that's my treat for the day.
2 hours later.
Good boy. So we are back, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes just to kind of voice what I was contemplating on the way back. Like, I had some time to like process the day and think about what people said, and you know, I just wanted to mention, if you are training by yourself, generally if you're interested in something, find other people who are interested in it as well. Every time I have done, you know, if I go to a workshop, some of the workshops, some of the best experiences I've had in terms of training, you know, going to train with other people, learn from them, especially people who are better than you. If you can find those people, your level of learning for handstands, for calisthenics, for whatever it is going to go up. But that has been basically it for today, guys. I will link everyone who was at today's session in the description down below, as well as their Insta handles were on for the tips that they were giving to everyone. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this sort of collab, I certainly had a load of fun today. Hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. If you have any questions or you just want to let me know what you thought of today's episode or the tips that the guys were kind enough to share with you, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and right next to it is going to be that subscribe button if you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe, and you know, don't miss out on any more of these epic vlogs. But that has been it for this week, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a strong week, and peace.
Just appreciate this. Yeah, it was the practice.
Whoosh.
Friends, yay! Now kiss.